I need to tell you something that happened to me 2 years ago. Something I've never actually talked about out loud. Because honestly, I'm still not sure how to explain what it felt like. To knock on a door and realize in real time that the people on the other side of it thought you were dead. My name was on the banner, my photo was on the table, and I was standing there holding a pizza. So some context. 2 years ago, I was 26, working the closing shift at a pizza place, which was not the plan, but that's a whole other video. I was living alone about 20 minutes from my parents' house, and honestly, I wasn't calling them enough. We were fine, no big falling out. I was just caught up. Busy, doing that thing you do in your 20s where you forget that the people who love you most are just waiting. Hoping to hear from you. I think about that a lot now. It was a Tuesday, nearly midnight, one ticket left before I could close. The address stopped me cold, 4417 Magnolia Drive. That's my parents' house. I figured my mom had caved on her diet. Ordered late so she wouldn't have to admit it. I was smiling the whole drive over, thinking I'd surprise her. Maybe sit at the kitchen table for an hour, talk about nothing. I pulled up and the driveway was packed. 15 cars, maybe more. I recognized every single one. My aunt's minivan. My best friend Marcus's truck. My little sister's car, the one with the dent she still hasn't fixed. And then I saw it, through the living room window, a banner. In loving memory of Daniel Reyes, my name. And beneath it, my photo, the one from my college graduation. The one I've always hated because I'm squinting. I sat in that car for a full minute, pizza going cold in my lap, just staring. Here's what I pieced together later. 3 days before, a man named Daniel Reyes, another Daniel Reyes, 26 years old, dark hair, same town, had been killed in a car accident on Route 9. He lived alone. His emergency contact information was outdated. And somewhere in the chain of notifications, someone pulled the wrong record. My family had been told that I was dead. For 3 full days, 3 days of phone calls, casseroles left on the doorstep. My aunt flying in from Tucson, my dad who never cries, crying. And my little sister, who I hadn't had a real conversation with in almost 2 years over some stupid argument about Thanksgiving, sitting in my parents' living room, completely shattered. I should have called first, I know that. I know. But I was 26 and not always thinking clearly, and honestly, I think a part of me needed to see it. Needed to know if people would actually show up. They showed up. I walked to the door, knocked. My mom answered. She looked at me the way you look at something that cannot exist. Her face went through a dozen emotions at once, confusion, terror, hope, disbelief. And then her hands, both of them, came up and grabbed my face, just held it. Like she was checking I was solid. Real. Not something she was imagining. And then she made a sound I had never heard before. Not a scream. Not crying. Something that had been locked in a room for 3 days and finally broke the door down. Behind her, the room went silent. And then Marcus, big Marcus, who didn't cry at his own grandfather's funeral, sat down on the floor and put his head in his hands. My sister pushed through the crowd. We hadn't hugged properly in 2 years. She hugged me so hard I dropped the Sprite. It rolled under the coffee table. Nobody picked it up for a long time. Later, after the chaos, after the calls to the police department, after we figured out what had happened, after someone finally moved the banner, I sat at the kitchen table with my mom. She'd made me a plate without asking. She always did that. "You have got to call more," she said. "I know. I thought you were dead." "I know." She pointed her fork at me. "When you leave tonight, you text me when you get home." I don't care if it's 3 in the morning. I still do it, every time. Even now, years later, 3 a.m., a little message. "Home safe." She always responds within 2 minutes. I've thought about that night so many times. About how easy it is to let the people who love you most drift to the edges of your life. How you always think there's more time. How you'll call next week. I got lucky. I got a night that cracked everything open, that gave me back the people I'd slowly been letting go. Some people don't get that night. If you have someone you've been meaning to call them tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. And if you want to hear more stories like this one, subscribe. I'll be here.